Thank you for joining us today for the Newcastle County Chamber Chat. We're super excited about the guest that we have today and one of our newest members. And we're super excited just to have him here with us. He is nationally known as well as internationally known. And we're excited to have him as a chamber member along with his own business, Above and Beyond Physiques. Fred Small, CEO and owner of Above and Beyond Physiques. Welcome, Fred.
Thank you, Yvonne, for having me. I appreciate it. I'm glad to be here. It's gonna be exciting.
Good. And I see you're probably in your gym. You're somewhere at your facility.
Yeah, I'm in the office here at the training center. We run Above and Beyond Physiques out of the training center in Newcastle, Delaware.
Great.
Since 2008.
That's awesome. So that kind of leads into really my first question. It looks like, you have a great reputation, not only in the personal training field or in the fitness field, but also in the International Federation of Bodybuilding and Fitness, which is an international and well-respected organization that's known internationally. And you're always in the gym, working with different clients, trying to take care of them. Just tell us a little bit about how you came about getting into this world and how you, what sparked that interest to create your own business as well?
Well, when I was younger, I was overweight. So my mom saw me very upset and in the bathroom one day, and she saw me kind of like doing something dumb, beating on my stomach, because I was like, I didn't want to be fat anymore. And so instead of, trying to figure it out, she took me to a gym to get a trainer. And then what happened is, obviously, I got into lifting, but then more importantly, I didn't have any injuries. A lot of the friends that I was lifting with in high school had a lot of injuries because they didn't really know what they were doing. But because I had a trainer, I knew what I was doing. And then when I went to college, I was on the powerlifting team, but I decided I wanted to do bodybuilding. And everyone said they would help me. And of course, there's no Google at that point. So you can't just jump on the internet and Google away, whatever information you want to see. So I was forced to take advice from this person, that person, that person, but nobody would follow it all the way through. And then I asked one person, he wanted to charge me this astronomical price to help me for my very first show. And mind you, I was only 18. So at that point, I was a finance major, and but I also added nutrition to that to do a minor in nutrition, and that way, and I started to learn more about it. And then it's like, obviously, you do shows, you compete in powerlifting. People go, "Can you help me? Can you help me look like you?" And I had a lot of joy in it, and it kept me from having to do traditional type of work. So I never really had an opportunity to work for myself because I had my own business before I even knew I had my own business. And that's all I ever saw. My dad owns his own insurance, small real estate, small insurance. So that's all I ever saw was entrepreneurship. And when I came back to Delaware after I graduated, I was supposed to go in and sell insurance with him. And I just kind of said to him, look, I'm going to be doing that the rest of my life. I'm getting ready for the USA's for bodybuilding. Can I just go ahead and do this summer in the gym, and then I'll come with you in the fall? By the time the fall came out, a full book of people, I fell in love with this occupation, and I had a business that was actually growing pretty quickly. So, he was very upset with me at first, didn't talk to me for a while, but then we kept going, and then in 3 years later, I bought Gold's Gym, and that was a learning experience, a very tough learning experience, but by the end, it was good. It's the first, thankful to my dad for helping me out a lot in the beginning, but by the end of it, it was good. I learned a lot because when you're a trainer, you know how to please one-on-one. Owning a gym is pleasing masses of people, because you need thousands of people to thrive. So it was a huge learning curve there for me. But once I got it, it was good, and we didn't have a huge budget. So we really had to focus on customer service, making everybody we knew that came to our gym making them understand we love you. We are appreciative. We're thankful you're here, and doing the small changes frequently. So even if we didn't have a big budget, they knew we were trying. And we were able to keep, and we still have people to this day. I merged that gym with this gym, the training center, in 2008. And, but still to this day, people still say we miss the old gym, you know? So I know I had a lasting impression on a lot of people. It just took me a minute to figure out what I was doing. But then here, you know, like we've been here since 2008, and everyone told me you can't run a thriving personal training business in Newcastle, Delaware. Everybody told me that. And, but this gym allows me to train the way I need to train. And it's authentic. It's genuine, you know? So when people come in, I'm not just giving them a pitch. I'm giving them what I really believe. That you can train in this gym better than you can train anywhere else because there are no limits. Like, you know, there's gyms where you go, once you get past the beginner stage, you need to leave there. Or you stay stagnant. In this gym, we have everything from your novice, elderly, to pro athletes in this gym. So it just fit that my company, Above and Beyond, and I truly take that seriously in our meetings. We say it all the time. I want more education than everybody else. I want newer techniques than everybody else because I want to be above and beyond everyone else in the industry. And it's worked for, I mean, God, it was 1997 when I started it, and we're still doing it. How I got into bodybuilding is I never stopped loving bodybuilding. It's just that when I had, you know, I'm married now, but I was married before, 4 kids, it just becomes tough. But then what happened is even when my gym was doing pretty good, there was still a void for me. I had to go back and get it, you know, against everybody saying that you can't do it, you're never going to do it. Nobody from Delaware had ever been to the Olympia. No one from Delaware had ever won a pro show. And I just made it a point that I was going to do all of it. And all it did was allow me to not just coach on a local platform, but coach on a world platform. You know, and, you know, that was one of the most gratifying things. And that's what you realize, that people are just people no matter where you go. So, you know, you just have to understand their needs and what they're looking to achieve, and then you be that benefit to them. And it works, you know, so.
So it sounds like you also, being a pro bodybuilder, you leveraged kind of your knowledge of the business, not only by you personally, by performing in some of these competitions, but now it seems like you're really establishing a platform with helping others. And I've seen some of the folks that compete, and looking on your website and on your social media pages, some of the folks that you train now at a national level. What does that do for you as a business owner in regards to how does that fulfill maybe a little bit of the void if you don't compete nationally? But what does that create for you personally as a business owner and as a trainer?
I got a story. I'll give you a story that I think just kind of sums it up. When I started in just early on in my early 20s in Delaware, training people, no one thought you can make money doing it. Everyone was kind of like, you know, I do it part-time, I train a couple people here. But I set mine up almost mimicking what my dad did with his business. And through the years, I met some other mentors and refined it some. But what I realized is that, and for me, this is what I really love to do. People that don't think they can typically can't because they tell themselves they can't, not because they truly can't. So, for instance, I noticed that a lot of ladies, after they have children, they're no longer Yvonne. They're Mrs. Detweiler, they're such and such's mom. Mm-hmm. I was able to carve a place in the industry to say, I don't need you to be a former athlete or even need to be this great bodybuilder. I'm just going to take you through this process so you can become empowered for the things that you're doing right now, not just because you're such and such wife or such and such mom. And then if the family and church chooses to embrace that, it makes the relationship 100 times better than it ever was before. But I remember there was this one lady that was in the gym, and she was basically laughed at by people in the gym. And then 3 years later, we were top 5 at nationals. Her demeanor, her confidence, her level of belief in herself that was able to translate in other parts of her life was priceless. You can't even understand what it did for her. So when I saw that, I was like, man, I need to be giving this gift to more people. You take young guys that don't believe they can have never won anything, and you teach them how to do this, and they can win, because the beautiful thing about bodybuilding, the fitness industry in general, is no matter what privilege you come from, nobody can give it to you. You have to earn it. And that's an amazing concept to me. So, like I tell people all the time, I never really work. I just have fun doing what I'm doing and teaching and helping and loving people. And that's all we're doing.
Yeah.
As far as the bodybuilding, to answer your other question, as far as the bodybuilding, that's given me a larger platform so that I can train more athletes because they believe in what I'm doing.
That's great. So speaking of that, I mean, I remember my husband actually took me to a competition. This is when I was really into it. And actually you trained me back in the day when you were at Gold's Gym. And I remember going to a competition in Virginia. I will never forget it. It was James Madison University. And I remember meeting Ronnie Coleman, and I was like, wow, like this human being was just humongous. And I just was in awe of his size. And do you have one that you work with now that you feel is a professional bodybuilder that folks might know? And two, who is your mentor, or who is someone that you look up to and you still look at them in awe of the work that they do?
As far as athletes go, my most popular athlete is probably Eddie Papiro. He's taken top 5 at a pro show before, and actually only his 3rd pro show he got top 5. And we were supposed to do a show with the intention of winning this year, but COVID and everything else kind of derailed that. And then we have a girl that's a professional who I work with her posing, and she just won the pro show in Pittsburgh 2 weeks ago. So, and what was the other part of your question?
I was saying, who in this industry is like someone you're in awe of, that you kind of look in like as a professional bodybuilder?
I mean, as far as athletes go, I don't really know if there's any athlete I'm in awe of.
Okay.
Obviously, growing up, I was a huge fan of Flex Wheeler, huge fan of Ronnie Coleman. I still look at Ronnie Coleman videos today to get excited. I'm friends with a lot of the guys now that are at the top, because like Sean Roden, I actually turned him pro. He was Mr. Olympia 2018, and I actually worked with him to turn pro in 2009. So, like, I respect everyone because it takes so much work and discipline to do this, so much sacrifice. I'm friends with Brandon Curry, who is the current Mr. Olympia. Him and I have had traveled together around the world together. I know his family really well. So I respect him. As far as mentorship, I really don't have one right now. It's kind of like I'm mentoring a lot of people. I still look to my dad as a mentor. And I actually, I guess I would say like Chris Aceto is my coach now, and I have a huge respect for him because he doesn't really do it like anyone else, but his athletes are always amazing, in amazing shape. So I definitely, I would look at him, but he's not really a mentor. He's just more like someone I aspire to be like, so.
So I know you just joined the chamber only a few months now, so you're fairly new to the chamber, the Newcastle County Chamber. What sparked that interest as a business owner? What sparked that interest for you to join?
I actually was a chamber member for years when I owned Gold's Gym. It's really, a chamber is an invaluable source of information. It's a networking tool that's, it's unparalleled to anything else. I think that for me, it was a matter of I bought the membership for chamber like within the last 10 years, at least 3 times, and we never do anything with it because of time. So this time I joined in, and I just made sure that I had a person. Her name's Kate Baird, and she's running point on everything that the chamber's doing. And I tell her it is important to me that you're involved with the chamber and not just paying a membership fee. Because if you use the tools available to us, it's extremely valuable. So.
Right. And Kate's great, by the way. Shout out to Kate. She's just fantastic. And, you know, she's only been a chamber member for both. Well, you guys have been chamber members for a short period of time, but she's really dove in. So thank you to Kate, and she's a great resource. And speaking of your staff, I mean, you have how many people on your staff right now, roughly?
I think 8 we have right now. So 8 trainers that are available pretty much full time.
Okay, great.
We have and we're doing above and beyond Physiques right now. I'm in the works right now of opening, having another training company, another gym really soon called Grind Time Fitness. So we're going to be doing that, and then yeah, I mean it's busy. It's fun though. It's all fun.
And you also have a business called Big Sports Nutrition. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, we're a supplement company. We launched it in March. Shame on us for launching it at the beginning of the pandemic. But it's going good. You know, we've got customers around the world, and we do everything from fat burners, pre-workouts, intra-workout products, branched-chain amino acids, stuff to help you improve endurance, improve hydration, strength, build muscle, lose fat. And we have a pain venom product that's amazing. Short joints, tendonitis, all that type of stuff. You put that on there, and it's an amazing relief. So you don't have to use all the ibuprofens and Tylenols and leaves that are ruining your kidneys. So it's a great. I love what we've put out. I'm very proud of it, and it's catching on. So it's good. It's good.
Good, awesome. Well, congratulations on that.
Thank you. Thank you.
Now, considering, of course, the current state that we're in, being in a pandemic, having a gym facility, being open 24 hours, from my understanding, can you share kind of some recent or relevant issues and that Above and Beyond has faced, as well as how are you keeping your clients safe?
Well, as far as keeping them safe, we when we first started back up, we were doing, spraying down the shoes and all that kind of stuff. But since then, science has come out and said that's not really how it's passed. So what we do is everyone's having a mask on when they're working out. I have my cleaning lady coming and doing the office 2 to 3 times a week now instead of just once. Everyone's doing. We have more spray bottles. Everyone's wiping down equipment. The girls behind the desk are coming out on the floor, wiping down equipment at least 2 to 3 times an hour. So everything's constantly disinfected. And I think everyone's the gym is a breeding ground for the coronavirus, but I think it's one of the safest places there is because people are typically really healthy. Typically people are ethical and they are wiping behind themselves. And everyone is here for a common goal, so no one's going to come in knowing they're sick. Everyone's pretty courteous. It's like a family. It's not like when you go to Walmart, Home Depot, or there's places like that where no one knows anyone, and it's like, well, if I don't feel that great, I'm still going to go because I need my food, right? Come to the gym, you're usually pretty respectful of the other patrons of the gym. So I think the gym is really safe, and we're cleaning more than ever. Disinfectants everywhere, hand sanitizer everywhere. So, and I just tell my clients, when we're done, we wipe down the machines that we just used. Before we start, after we're finished, use hand sanitizer on your hands. Bring your own towels so you're not, so if you have to wipe your face, whatever, you're not using your hands. Just some of the precautions we're taking,
Good.
So as far as what's affected us, honestly, not a whole lot. And the type of clientele that we have a couple older clients that haven't come back to us, and that sucks because, I think it's safer if they came back to us because they're still working on their health. But I can understand their fear wholeheartedly. But in terms of overall, our clientele is thriving. We're doing better numbers now than we were in February. So I think it's just a matter of people. The flip side is people that know their health is more important now. So they're coming in, and then people have been pent up in their houses. Thank to the government because unemployment was ridiculous. So nobody really lost a whole lot of money. So, people are still spending. It's been really good. It's been good.
Good. That's great. That's good to hear. And I think you're right. I think people are in this state of wanting to get healthy, stay healthy. I think everybody's probably put on the COVID-19 pounds. Again, so thank you for keeping everybody healthy and safe as well at the same time.
Yes.
So just to kind of end a little bit of our chat, can you give folks that are listening in, business owners, as well as, the business community, a piece of encouragement right now that, just whether it's about fitness or health or just about sustaining their business right now, can you give some feedback or share some insight or words of encouragement?
Yeah, I mean, I would say, focus on your health and what it takes to be healthy instead of focusing on the things we can't control. We can't control in certain places where the government's going to open up when. So you have to take your situation and figure out how you can win with it. It doesn't make any sense to complain about anything because it's not going to change anything. The rules are what they are. And all you can do is control your actions. So if it means before you could just open your door and 10 people will walk in, it means that you have to go out and get those 20 people that normally you were only looking to get 10, but now you need 20 because you can't have the same, you're not selling all the same things, you're not doing all the same things. So, you just have to be willing to work a little harder and think outside the box a lot of times, like we were doing, like I used to do a lot more posing clinics and now I'm doing a Zoom. So I have people now, but now what's happened is I have a larger audience I can go to because Zoom's everywhere, right? So, it's just, you just have to figure out, because someone out there is taking your same situation and they're winning with it, right? So you just have to figure out how you have to be resourceful, but that's the fun part of being an entrepreneur, right? It's always a game,
right?
And how you can win it, so.
Yeah, I think you definitely have to put your part in it. What 50% of what you give, 50% you'll get back.
Yeah.
You got to put the work in it as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Great. Well, for those that are actually tuning in today, what's the best way they can get in contact with you if they want a personal training or nutrition? What's the best way that they can get in contact with you?
They can email us through abphysiques.com. We have our Facebook page, AB Physiques, Above and Beyond Physiques. We have our Instagram page, AB Physiques, and then, me personally, it's Fred Biggie Smalls on Instagram. Our supplement company, it's realbig.com. They'll see all our products and information. There's a lot of useful tips there in terms of what to supplement, how to lose fat, gain muscle, and then, but on our website, we have all our trainers there. And we're at the training center in Newcastle, Delaware, if you need a physical location.
Great. And you do virtual training? Do you do virtual training as well for those that may not be ready to go back into a gym?
Yeah, absolutely. That was one of the things that during the pandemic kind of kept us going. A few of our trainers were doing, just online training, telling them what to do, how to do it, and kept them so that the client stayed engaged, with us.
Okay, great. Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, Fred, thank you so much for being with us today. We really appreciate you taking the time out of your busy schedule. And please thank the folks all at Above and Beyond Physiques as well, your staff, for just being so incredible. And just moving forward, I know you've only been a chamber member with us for a short period of time, so we really appreciate you being a member. And we thank everybody who tuned in today as well for joining us as well. And if you have any questions about the Newcastle County Chamber or Fred Smalls and Above and Beyond Physiques, you can check out our website as well as our Facebook page Hopefully you can get in contact if you're trying to get back into health and fitness. So again, Fred, thank you so much for your time, and we really appreciate it. And we hope everyone has a great day.
I'm appreciative that you had me on. I'm thankful for the opportunity, and I look forward to working with you soon in the future.
Great. All right. Thank you, Fred. Take care. All right. Bye-bye.